Good afternoon. My name is Brian Park, arson investigator with the Brand X Fire Department. I'm here this morning to discuss a fire incident that occurred on July 1st of 2019, located at 614 Mays Street in the city of Anywhere, California. Shortly after 1 p.m. on July 1st of 2019, the Brand X Fire Department received a report of a fire at 614 Mays Street in the city of Anywhere, California. Fire crews from the Brand X Fire Department responded in a one-alarm configuration with 2 engines, 1 fire truck, 1 rescue, and a battalion chief. Law enforcement officers from the Brand X Police Department had already arrived on scene and were performing traffic control. Heavy fire conditions were observed by the first arriving companies, but the fire was contained with the standard one-alarm assignment as firefighters were able to quickly locate, confine, and extinguish the fire while assuring there were no occupants or victims inside. I was assigned as the fire investigator assigned to the incident. A fire investigator and assistant fire marshal are required to respond to all working structure fires as per our department standard operating procedures or SOPs. Prior to my arrival at the scene, another fire was dispatched nearby on Main Street with reports of children trapped. The first alarm response from the May Street fire was redispatched to that location. Prior to leaving for that location, Assistant Fire Marshal Smith had already arrived on scene and took a statement from the incident commander as well as the first arriving company of the Mays fire. Battalion Chief Jones, who served as the incident commander for May Street, also requested that Assistant Fire Marshal Smith and an officer from the Brand X Police Department secure the scene and continue the initial information gathering of the incident until I arrived as the assigned fire investigator. Submitted in the evidence to the court, you will find the Automated Vehicle Location Data, or AVL, from the Brand X Police Officer Joe's vehicle, as well as Assistant Fire Marshal Smith's vehicle that geo-validates their arrival and timestamps at the scene. Also attached are the fire report and notes from the on-scene crews to include all applicable computer automated dispatch information, witness statements, statements from Assistant Fire Marshal Smith and Officer Doe. When I arrived at that location, I completed a briefing with Assistant Fire Marshal Smith and we began to process the scene together. We first began to photograph the scene from the exterior to the interior. When we arrived inside and examining the point of origin near the fire, I discovered what appeared to be a mason jar, which was glass filled with liquid, which was later determined to be an accelerant, commonly known as a Molotov cocktail. Seen here is a photo obtained at the scene. This glass jar was taken into evidence and also submitted to the court was the chain of custody for that piece of evidence. Also given to the court were the scene layout that indicated where this evidence was found near a broken TV. While conducting the search near the origin, it was also observed that there were newspapers lining the stairwell that are commonly called trailers, and you will see that exhibit here. These have all been submitted to the court and are documented in the incident report. As noted in my report, I did have an interaction with the family during the course of the investigation and what appeared to be their attorney, who did argue the validity of the search and seizure of the evidence. Now, while Supreme Court case Michigan v. Clifford does outline the parameters of warrantless entry, we believe that we have sustained those thresholds with the continuation of the initial investigation by Assistant Fire Marshal Smith and Officer Doe, and that it was an exigent circumstance that pulled the first alarm resources to the Main Street fire, and that the evidence found during the search were lawful and conducted within a reasonable amount of time of the fire. I am prepared to answer any questions that the court may have.